On the first 3 days of July in the year 1863, in and around a small little Pennsylvania town called Gettysburg, was fought the bloodiest battle ever to take place on the North American continent. 50,000 American lives, maybe more, vanished into the mist and smoke and flame of a human storm. Several months later, I myself was in that little town. I'd been invited by the governor of Pennsylvania to make a very short speech at the dedication of a cemetery where some of my soldiers were buried. Now understand, ladies and gentlemen, the politicians, I repeat, the politicians did not want me to come to Gettysburg, but they had to invite me. I was the president. But I wasn't the main speaker. No, they made sure another man got that honor. His name was Edward Everett. Ladies and gentlemen, Edward Everett was the most famous speaker in America. He stood on the platform that morning. He addressed the crowd for 2 hours. It was a terrific speech. Tell me what he said. I spoke to the people that day a little less than 3 minutes. My entire speech only has 10 sentences in it, 272 words. And if you're a teacher or know a teacher, only 18 of those words had more than 3 syllables. That's a very plain and simple speech. And even though I thought it was a complete failure, some people said that it was remembered. This is what I said on that cold November afternoon. I said, 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now, we are engaged in a great civil war testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate. We cannot consecrate. We cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It's rather that we be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, and that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
If you like this video, we're sure you'll love these 3 videos above, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. CoinWeek is the #1 source online for all things numismatic. Visit www.coinweek.com to take your hobby to the next level.